If you're a seasoned Minecraft player, you are familiar with some of the oldest Minecraft servers. Minecraft Online and 2b2t to name the most notable. To many people's understanding, Minecraft Online is the oldest and 2b2t is the second oldest. Well, I'm going to tell you now that 2b2t is not the second oldest server, as a certain bald man on the internet may have you believe. If you do a simple Google search, you'll find that 2b2t isn't even the third oldest server, it's the fourth. There's even an older server than Minecraft Online, but I'm not here to talk about that server today. Today I'm talking about the number 3 server on the oldest servers list, Minr.org. If you watch me on Twitch, or even if you watch my 100 subscriber special, you already know what this server is. But today I'm going to be doing a deep dive on what this server is, and talk about what makes the server so special. We'll be talking about the history, gameplay, ranks, and the community of the server. I'll put timestamps on the screen and in the description for each topic I'm going to talk about, but I urge you to watch the whole thing. It'll make it so much easier to understand. Anyways, without further ado, let's begin. Minr.org was launched on October 22nd, 2010 by a player known as C_Drick. Although today the server is known for its parkour and other challenges, the server started as a survival server. Additionally, the server was graylisted. This was an effort to filter out the griefers and people who actually wanted to play. For those who don't know, when a server is graylisted, it means you have to fill some kind of application process in order to play on the server. Graylisted servers still exist today, but typically it's an application that you need to fill out in order to join. But in the case of Minr, they had people complete challenges in order to join the main survival server. At this time, there were only a few challenge maps. The first maps being Original Level 1, Old Level 2, and Giga's Clay Maze. Over time, people wanted to have their own maps put into the rotation. This prompted C_Drick to implement Free-for-All, or FFA, in 2011. This would allow players, new and old, to create and play each other's maps. With the introduction of FFA came the server's point system. In the beginning of the server's life, if you beat a map, you would get 1 point regardless of its difficulty. Once you get 5 points, you'll have access to the rest of the server, which was now referred to as hardcore. In 2012, the server would start to move away from being a survival server and more challenge-oriented. In this time, they started to grade the difficulty of maps and create a standard for the difficulty grading. I will go into detail about the grading system later on in this video, but all you need to know for now is that it went from all maps being 1 point to the maps being worth more points the more difficult they are. From 2012 to 2013, the server hit a peak. The server would be full most of the day, although from 2014 to 2015, the server started to die down, almost to the point where it was completely dead. With this, the server owner, C_Drick, decided to leave the server and give sole ownership to another player. In March of 2015, AJDJ123321 took over the ownership of Minr.org, and he still owns the server to this day. After the ownership change, the server started to grow in popularity again. In 2016, the server numbers started to rise, and has been continuing to grow throughout the years until present day. Now, with some understandings about the server's history, let's talk about the gameplay. Minr.org has a wide variety of maps for people to attempt. The categories of the maps they offer include parkour, mazes, adventure, and puzzles. Each FFA challenge is ranked in its difficulty, going from white to black, white being the easiest, black being the hardest to complete. Looking at this chart, you can see how difficult a map is. All the maps on the server are sorted by category, so if you go into the parkour area, you'll be able to pick a map that is parkour. When you enter a category, you can see different subcategories, mixed and pure. Mixed means that it's primarily the category you're in, but there are elements of other categories in there too. For example, mixed parkour can be mostly parkour and some maze, but it's mostly parkour. Pure means that it would be only that thing, so pure parkour would be only parkour. No mazes, no puzzles, nothing, just parkour straight up. If you go straight from the entrance of each category, you'll be able to see the best of section. These are always fun to start with, but be sure to look at the difficulty because you might be going into a black map when you just join the server. The best of area has great maps, but let me tell you some of my personal favorites. Quarry by Logwormy, Retro Valley by Psych, Spectral by Eza, Dimensional Rifts by Chaos, Sakura by Bailey06, and my all-time favorite map, Buzzin' by Logwormy. These are all pure parkour maps because personally I love parkour. That might not be you, but that's what I play on the server. Additionally, you are not allowed to record or stream any maps that are not pure parkour. Other than the maps, there are also events. Events only happen when people are manning them. Some of the events include beat tests where you have to parkour from one side to the other when the last man standing wins. Ninja Warrior, which is basically the premise of Ninja Warrior but in Minecraft. Purple Coin, in which there's a purple coin hidden around every map on the server, and teams of 2 compete to find the most amount. Others include Egg Hunt, TAR, Sightseeing, Minor Cup, Mafia, and many more. Now that we know about FFA maps and events, let's talk about taking our Minor experience to the next level with ranks. Unlike most servers like Hypixel or Mineplex, ranks cannot be purchased. Ranks on this server are earned with skill. This is somewhat left over from the days when the server was still hard gray listed. There are 5 ranks on the server, all with different permissions. The first rank is White. This is the default rank, and you can access all the FFA maps. In order to get the next rank, you will need to obtain 100 points. Each map has a set amount of points based on its difficulty. If you remember the color ranking from earlier, you will remember there were points associated with each color. For example, completing a white map will give you 1 point, and if you did 5 white maps, you would have 5 points. Keep in mind, to rank up, you will also need to complete at least 5 yellow or higher maps. The next rank is Blue, which is the rank I have. This rank will give you access to hardcore maps. If you complete all the hardcore maps, you will be given the next rank, which is Green. People with a green rank are able to create maps for the server. You can go into creative mode and do use/give to get custom items. Although you can build maps, you won't have access to world edit permissions. I initially thought it was to prevent griefing, but upon asking around the community, I was informed that it conflicts with some of the other plugins like WorldGuard on the server. Additionally, too many world edits could cause the server to lag heavily. The next 2 ranks cannot be earned with skill, but rather with trust. Mod is depicted by a dark green color. In order to become a mod, you'll have to be asked by the higher-ups to be a mod. With mod, the only permission you really gain is permission to mute, ban, and kick people from the server. And finally, at the top there are admins that are depicted in gold. Like mods, they're asked to become admins after being a mod. Admins are the only ones with access to world edit and any other admin commands. With so much power, there's a lot of trust involved. Which brings us to our next topic. Right off the bat, I just want to say that the people on Minr are some of the friendliest people I've ever encountered in a Minecraft setting. Everyone is very helpful and very patient. If you ask for help, they're likely to help you. Keep in mind, answer sharing is something that can get people banned, so if you ask people for help on a puzzle, they won't help you because, of course, they don't want to get banned. But otherwise, they're very helpful. Heck, for this video, I just asked questions in chat, and people that were around during the early days of the server answered immediately and accurately. So it's clear that the Minr community is helpful. But one extremely notable thing that the Minr community members have helped test was Minecraft Championship, or MCC. If that sounds familiar, you probably know it from your favorite Minecraft streamer. The way the story goes is that a player called the Bush Bandit, who is also a major part of the testing for MCC, joined Minr and befriended some of the members of the community. As a result, some of the Minr community members were invited to come help test, and many more followed and applied to help. Another thing of note about the community that also jumped out to me was donations. As we talked about with the ranks, you can't purchase ranks. So what about donations to the server? 2b2t takes donations, so Minr could too, right? Wrong. The server does not accept donations of any kind. All the server fees are paid by the owner of the server. Even when community members tried to offer donations, AJ, DJ, and Cedric both said no. I asked in chat why this was, and these were the responses. We have no open donations. We're not trying to make money, so we can set up our server differently. Another quote, my take was always to deter the notion of pay to win from being an aspect of the server. This is honestly a breath of fresh air from almost any other server out there. If you go to any minigame server, you can pretty much buy ranks in order to get fly perms, maybe access private games, and yes, the money from ranks go to the server fees, but you can't deny that a lot of it's going to the pockets of the owners and the staff of the server. The fact that Minr doesn't take a profit is honestly really sobering. Minr.org is honestly an underrated server, and has been fairly lost to time compared to all the other servers that were created around the same time. Almost to the point where people aren't giving them credit for being as old as they are. If you want to get better with mobility on parkour, expand your brain with puzzles, or get lost in a maze, Minr is the place to do it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please let me know if you want to see more videos like this. Also, special thanks to the Hexer, Sren and Balio6 for the information about the old days of the server. I was not around, so it was kind of cool to find out what it was like back then. Also, if you liked the video, please leave a like on the video. It took me a while to make, and also do consider subscribing. Maybe follow my Twitch while you're at it. In fact, I'm actually going to stream on this server on my Twitch later tonight, so you don't want to miss that. Go follow. My subscribers for Twitch are on screen right now. Anyways, have a good day. Peace.